Excuse me, miss? Your waist is missing. Oh my god, where's your waist? Wait, we just want to know where your waist went. Please, it's literally gone. How did you do that? It's like you could literally fall away. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, there she is. Good, just tell us how you did. Tell us how you got there. Just tell us what you did. Show us how you got there.
Fine, I'll tell you.
If you clicked on this video, it's because losing weight has been on your mind and you need to know exactly what to do to get there. Well, you've come to the right place because I've managed to lose 50 pounds after years and years of trying, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did to get there. I am going to give you the brutal, honest truth about what it takes to lose weight, and I'm gonna tell it to you like you're one of my homegirls that has been crying to me, telling me,
"Girl, I want to lose weight. What did you do? How did you do it?"
And I just want to be real with you. If you came here looking for a quick way to lose 50 pounds in a week, I definitely am not your girl. But if you want true, honest advice on what it takes to lose weight and how to keep it off starting today, then you've come to the right video. I have never felt more confident in the skin that I'm in. It took hard work, but I would do it all over again to feel the way I do today. This video is going to be divided into multiple parts. First, I'm going to give you brutal honesty on the things I wish that people told me when I first started trying to lose weight. This is to help you not waste any more time so that you can start losing weight immediately. Then I'm going to be running through my own personal journey and how I went from this to this. Then I'm going to tell you what I think the real keys to my personal success were. And lastly, I'm going to share with you my diet, the meals that I ate. I'm not about to eat no plain chicken breast with broccoli and potatoes. I need something that not only is nutritional and good for the body, but mentally satisfies me too. And all the timestamps are linked in the description. First, brutal honesty. If you started and stopped 100 times, you're not alone. I feel like for as long as I remember, I've been trying to lose some sort of weight. I'd lose 10, gain 15, lose 5, gain 20. I feel like I was on this upward spiral of weight gain as the years went by, although the entire time I was trying to lose weight. Like, you can't go into weight loss thinking this is gonna be so easy, like I already have all the tips, I've written them down, let's go. It's going to be hard. You have to make a consistent daily decision to take actions that lead to that eventual weight loss, and that's hard, especially when you're used to kind of like doing whatever you want, eating whatever you want, you know, taking less than 10,000 steps a day. Don't try to do it all in one go. Let's focus on nutrition, then we can add movement, then mindset. But in my opinion, I think mindset should be either the first or second, just because how long will you last if your head's not in the game, if you're not actually ready to be consistent despite not being motivated? Which moves me into the next thing I have to be brutally honest about: motivation. You're not always going to be motivated. There are going to be days that you're like, I do not want to take 10,000 steps.
I don't want to eat clean. I don't want to think about the foods that I'm going to eat. I just don't care.
And yeah, girl, you have no idea. More times than not in the past year, I've woken up like I have no interest in doing any of these things. But it wasn't about motivation, but it's about consistency. It's about being true to the things that you promised yourself and sticking to the plan, no matter how you feel. Because if you're anything like me, I have a whole folder saved of all the advice in the world on what needs to be done in order to lose weight. But it's one thing to read about it, hear about it, and see what other people are doing to lose weight. But if you're not trying these things for yourself, then you're not getting anywhere, right? You have to apply it to your own life. And the first step to doing that is sticking to the plan, no matter what your feelings are, no matter what's going on inside your head. Just because there's a thought doesn't mean that that thought is fact. Just because you think to yourself, I'm lazy, I don't want to go to the gym, doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You can think it, rebuke it, and then get your butt to the gym, because that is the plan. You have to build confidence in yourself by doing the things you told yourself you would do, period. There's no such thing as,
okay, well, this day, whatever.
No. I went 277 days straight getting 10,000 steps minimum every single day. And the reason why I missed it on the day 278 was because I was having an amazing time out with my friends, and I just lost track of time, and then it was like 11:56 and I had like 600 steps to go. That last 4 minutes of the day, my friends were like cheering me on. I was trying to get all the steps in and running around in the kitchen, round and round in circles. And unfortunately, I didn't get to the 10,000, even though I was just, you know, a few hundred steps away. And as hard as that was, because I've literally almost made it to a whole year of doing that, I was so proud of myself for one, going 277 days, doing a minimum of 10,000 steps. Not because I wanted to, not because it was easy, not because I didn't get sick or have days where I was literally in bed with the flu. I still got up. And this is not no like toxic thing. Like, of course, if you're extremely sick, rest. But for me, I was like, no, I told myself I'm gonna do this. And if I'm gonna miss it, man, it's gonna be like the biggest accident. Like maybe I'm on a flight to Australia and it's 24 hours and there's no way for me to get steps on a plane type thing. But if it's within my control to any degree, I'm gonna take control of that situation. And it's what I did. And it's how I was able to stick to that for so long. Lastly, I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta stop comparing yourself. Just because someone else's progress might be a little bit faster than yours and yours might be too slow, it doesn't mean anything, because all of our bodies are different, all of our journeys are different. And just because I lost weight in a certain amount of time or someone else was able to lose the weight in a shorter amount of time, it doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, look, I'm still here. I still lost the 50 pounds no matter how long it took someone else. Your journey is your own. It's like we're living each other's lives. We're watching other people's experiences as if they're our own, but they're not. Your experiences are the things that you're doing every single day. So if you know that you're being mindful of what you eat and doing your best to stay in that deficit, if you know that you're hitting the gym, you're strength training, you're getting your steps in every single day, you know that you're doing your very best, that's all you need. Who cares what anyone else is doing? What anyone else has done has not stopped me from getting to this result, no matter how long it took me, right? So that's the same thing you have to apply to yourself. Just do the thing. Wake up and do the thing every day. And then one day you're gonna be like, damn, how did I get here? Consistency, baby. All right, so let's talk about my personal journey. Who would have thought that if you just tell yourself you're gonna do something and you do it, it would build this momentum that I just couldn't put a stop to. And it was exciting to see the change in myself just because I told myself I would do something and then I just kept doing it. There were days when the scale wouldn't move. The scale was not moving and I'd be doing all the right things. I'd be eating clean. I'd be going to the gym. I'd be getting my steps in and the scale wouldn't move. I'd jump on the scale sometimes 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row and I wouldn't see a change at all. So if I knew that that was going to be my journey and my personal experience, then what I had to do was stop thinking that the scale was correct. So I stopped using the scale as my point of reference and I started looking at what my actual actions were every single day. Have I ever in my life gone a straight year of trying? Like no matter how it looks, how it feels, whatever the scale says, have I really done that? No. So once I realized that I hadn't done that before, I told myself, okay, you've got 1 year, 365 days to push yourself in ways you've never pushed yourself before and see what it looks like. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you don't get the results you want, you don't get the results you want. But you won't know until you actually do it. I stopped thinking about what it's gonna look like in 6 months and I started thinking like, okay, what do I want my week to look like? What type of foods do I want to eat this week? What am I craving right now? Okay, I'm craving pizza. Like it's just something I've been thinking about, it's been on my mind. Okay, what are ways that I can eat pizza that still allows me to continue to be on this journey? I started looking up things on TikTok, different ways to make a pizza. Cottage cheese pizza was a thing that I tried, loved. In my journey, it was just really about changing the way I thought about weight loss and the way I thought about myself. That made the biggest difference. So let's talk about what I think my keys to success were. The first one, accountability. Keeping myself accountable was extremely important. For me, it was tracking my food. I'm a little bit type A. I don't think I'm like on the extreme end of type A, because I do have some type B traits, but that's just a whole other story. I would like take pictures of everything I ate and I'd put it into this little chart of my meals for the week. And I just wanted a nice little visual reminder of what I was eating, just so I could look back and be like, If I did jump on the scale that week, I would see like, oh, it's because I was eating a lot of this or a lot of that, and maybe that kind of played a role. So it was very informative for me and nice to be able to visually see what I was eating, because I wasn't counting my calories. At least by seeing these photos, it's like, wow, like Tammy, you're eating so well this week. Look at all these vegetables, look at all this color, look at all this nutrition. And it would keep me going. And then being able to look back at the entire month and seeing all the things I was eating, it was just really nice. Next thing are non-scale victories. You gotta focus on the wins that have nothing to do with the scale, because the scale is gonna play in your face. And when you know you're working hard, you gotta look at the other things. Like I said, look at the meals that you've been eating for the week. Look at the actions you've taken. How many times have you gone to the gym? Have you been hitting your steps? Or are you at least getting more steps than you usually do? So those are all wins. Those are all victories that you can keep track of and pay attention to in order to see that you're moving in the right direction. The next key to success is routine. You want to build habits like meal prepping, getting your walks in daily, speaking to yourself in a positive way. If you were anything like me, all I had were bad things to say about myself and the things I was not capable of. But I decided to think like, okay, if I can spend all this time thinking about all the ways in which I suck and that I will suck, I could just like, because I'm free to think whatever I want to think, how about I just think the opposite? No one can stop me. I'm awesome. I do awesome things. I do exactly what I say I'm gonna do. I am a hard worker. I am going to lose the weight. Yep, girl. I would just wake up and see myself 50 pounds lighter. And last but not least, mindset shift. Y'all know I've been on this the entire video. Once I stopped looking at weight loss as a punishment and more as a way to take care of myself, it changed everything. I wanted to look myself in the mirror and be happy with what I saw. I wanted to feel energized. I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to look good. I wanted my skin to be clear. I wanted to be hydrated. I wanted these things for myself, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's waking up in your own body and experiencing life for yourself, and you want to feel like the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. So once you have that vision, if you look and feel like you're not there yet, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you but what's in here. You have to think to yourself that you can do it no matter what. And you know what? Even if you think you can't do it, wake up and like, you know what? I'm scared that it's not gonna work, but I'm just gonna do the things that I know is what I have to do to get there and hope for the best. At the very least, that's how you start. You don't have to start thinking that it's gonna happen, because when you put this big mountain and you look at this huge mountain and you're trying to think, how am I gonna get to the top? It's going to be overwhelming. One step at a time, one day at a time, one meal at a time, you'll get there. So last but not least, we're going to talk about diet more specifically. So one of the first things is high protein meals. Eating things with eggs, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, chicken, things that are high in protein that'll keep you fuller for longer. Volume eating was also a really big help. Having really big salads, adding vegetables, zucchini noodles, cauliflower rice. I actually made this mix of cauliflower and potato mash just so I could eat a larger amount of mashed potatoes with that cauliflower mixed in, and it was amazing. So volume eating was a really big help, so I could eat a lot more for a lot less calories. The 80-20 rule was a huge one for me. If you're eating 3 times a day, I calculated the amount of meals that I can eat that have to kind of be on track, and then the amount of meals that I can eat that can be a little bit off track or out of my diet. And once I was able to get that number, and then I was like taking pictures of my food and putting it into the chart, I was able to be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, that day or today's I'm going out to dinner with my friends. So yeah, this is gonna be my off-track meal and I'm just gonna eat whatever I wanna eat, and it's okay. And being able to track it that way was really great, and I saw a really big change in just my mental capacity and ability to really stick it out, because and it led to much less binging because I was still allowing myself to eat the things that I crave, even if they were a little bit heavier in calories. Having go-to snacks was also a really big help, like having, you know, your rice cake. I personally love the caramel rice cakes, and having fresh strawberries or fresh berries on there with bananas and peanut butter and a sprinkle of chia seeds. Any quick snack that you know that you can grab when you're on the go and you're feeling a little bit hungry, because of course when you're in a deficit you are going to be a little bit hungry. So having quick snacks was definitely a really great help. And then there were certain eating patterns that really worked, and the one that worked for me was was having higher carb meals during the day and then my lower carb meals a little bit later. That helped me because I wanted to keep my energy up. I wanted to start my day feeling strong. Having, you know, a breakfast that had like protein pancakes and my hash brown eggs and bacon or turkey bacon or turkey sausage or whatever it may be, whatever works for you. If the opposite is better for you, because some people skip breakfast. Like, I know I'm not always a breakfast person, but I did find that having a lower carb dinner was really helpful for being less bloated in the morning. I'm gonna feel good, I'm gonna look good, and then it makes you want to keep going. Those were all of my tips when it comes to diet. You know, weight loss has been quite the journey for me. It's been a difficult journey. There have been so many ups and downs, but at the end of the day, as long as you put your best foot forward and you wake up each day and you make a choice to stick to your word and do what you know is going to make you happy and do what future you is going to be proud of, then you are going to get there one day. It's what worked for me. It's exactly how I got here today, and it had nothing to do with what anyone else did. It was just about what I did. So my last words to you are, don't just watch this video and save it and refer back to it later. Really take something from it today and apply it to your life today, and try to stick to your word and learn to trust yourself and your ability to do anything that you put your mind to. I'm really so grateful to you for joining me today, and I hope that you leave this video feeling motivated and excited to start on your own journey. And stick around for more, because I'll be putting out a lot more videos about specific things that I was eating and doing in order to lose the weight and to maintain the weight loss. So love you guys. It's your girl Tem, and I can't wait to see you soon.